to American Fork High School for Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Dusty Lister and JT Wistersill with you. Senior night at American Fork, but JT, both these teams coming off huge wins on Upside Down Tuesday in Region 4 and coming tonight with a little bit of momentum. Let's start first with American Fork. They knocked off PG, their first loss in region play for the Vikings. And this team, they played the toughest schedule in the state, and they're starting to show signs of turning things around to come into the tail end of the year.
Yeah, finally getting Moriaki back healthy has been huge for this team. We know the talent that this team has. In that game you talked about, you had Wallace, another guy who's come on strong for them this year. He had 18, Moriaki was 16 in that big upset. They only played a few guys, only 5 guys in that game as well, so really impressed with that effort. And you talked about it, the deceptive 8-12 record. They played teams from Texas, California, Idaho, and Florida, and a lot of those out of state as well, so a very deceptive team. And as you guys talked about on your show this week, this is a team that's very primed and hitting their stride at the right time in preparation for the state tournament.
Hey, if your schedule has Montverde,
yes,
perennial national champion, you have Duncanville, who's number 1 in the country at the time, and then Kimball, Texas, pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
So Sellers going to jump it up against Rawson, and we'll start with Lone Peak. The Knights coming off their first win in region play, and there he is, Ike Staley, getting the start tonight, the young freshman. Goes inside to K.O. Hansen, sent to the corner. Bryce Sellers misses on the 3. K.O. with the board, slapped away by Moriaki. It's Sellers with it again, hangs on a pivot, sends back out to Ike. Staley on the drive, and he'll reset out to Fotheringham. And Luke's pass tipped out of bounds, and it'll go with American Fork.
Strong defense by American Fork. Hansen did a good job early, kicking it out for the 3. They gave up one open look. They gave a few offensive rebounds, but in the end, hold strong with a good stop.
Up the floor with Evans and the Cavemen, led by Coach Ryan Cuff. Fun fact, Ryan Cuff, the original coach of Lone Peak High School. Won a state championship while coaching at Lone Peak in the late 90s. 3 from Rainier off the mark, and of course, Yao Rainier with a game-winning shot at Lone Peak in the first matchup between these two.
I mean, there's just not a lot of guys in the state built like Yao Rainier.
No, and there's Ike Staley, the freshman, gets it to go.
You said this is a great atmosphere we got here tonight. It's loud, and Ike is not showing any rust. He's coming in. We've seen him take 2 shots already and looks very comfortable in both of them.
There's Yao. Sends out one to Rasa, now back up top, Evan Young. Evan works on McKay Tanner, sends back out Yao Rainier. Now Wallace, cross court, Moriaki. Noah, the future BYU football player, give up to Evan Young. Junction jumper, rolls off, and it's K.O. Hansen with the board.
Yeah, got a good look there, just wasn't able to knock it down.
McKay Tanner comes off the bump. Can't get it to go, thought he'd get a call and didn't. Back down the floor, Moriaki. Inside Rawson. Fall away from Rawson, too strong. Moriaki with the rebound. Send back out Wallace. And the senior night crowd wanted to get excited, and it doesn't fall. Quick down the floor, Bryce Sellers.
Has some good looks so far.
Sellers, 4-3.
And speaking of good looks, Sellers takes advantage of that one right there. In transition defense, able to find him and knock it down.
Again, I want to remind you, our clock on the screen is unofficial. I'll get that synced up. We had a little glitch there at the top. With 5.5 left, that shot won't go. Rebound to Wallace, but we got a foul on the board. And we'll inbound along the baseline.
Cavemen doing a really good job here being active on the boards. And we saw it from the first possession from the Knights as well, when they were able to get a couple of offensive rebounds as well. Talked about the measurables already of a player like Yao, but also a guy in K.O. Hansen, the future Wildcat.
Ollie Anderson comes off the bench and gets off the goose egg with the 3.
Yeah, great substitution for Coach, and it pays off right there as the Cavemen get the turnover.
Rainier able to slap that away from Fotheringham and could not save it. Ball goes out of bounds off of Yao Rainier, and we'll go back to Lone Peak.
One thing the Knights cannot afford to do tonight, Dusty, is fall behind. This is a packed house. It's going to get really loud and really tough for a young team in the Knights who just got their first region win of the year, as you talked about.
Yeah. And on that, we have another freshman who's going to make an impact tonight, Chamberlain Burgess. He's already got his warm-up shirt off as there's a turnover. Ahead to Moriaki. Hansen back, football on football. got it over Staley, and that ball will actually have a foul on the rebound. That's on Bryce Sellers.
Seen this American Fork team once again being very active on the glass and doing a great job hustling back. Moriaki looked like he was going to have an easy transition layup at first. His teammates could have hung back on defense, but instead they hustle and come up with the big offensive rebound.
Moriaki to trigger into Ollie Anderson. Rainier, Wallace now on the angle, Evan Young. Dropping in Moriaki. Noah, strong move, send out. Rainier pumped the three. And Rainier's pass tipped away by Tanner, taken by Taji. Ahead to Fotheringham. Luke draws the foul, and it'll be 2 free throws for Luke Fotheringham.
Good job by Fotheringham, leaking out right there, getting into the open field, kind of like his brother was able to do a lot at Utah.
And of course, Lone Peak fans know the voice of JT Wistersill. I mean, you are the official voice for us of Lone Peak football this year.
Yeah, I got a lot of opportunities to check this team out in person. And first against Bishop Albany. Yeah. It was a sign to come of the greatness, and it was a great ride to be along.
As Fotheringham knocks down the first. And of course, Ike Staley getting the start tonight. Ike expected by many to be the next great Lone Peak quarterback.
Yeah, got a few opportunities with how much they won by this season, and I think you can see he's an exceptional athlete as he's playing in a big game like this.
He's taking his time, and really, I thought last week against Pleasant Grove, he and Chamberlain Burgess, they proved to Coach Ross they need the playing time. They need to be on the floor. As that one goes off of Evan Young's leg, and we're going to go back to Lone Peak.
Yeah, great hands there by the Knights defense, just reaching in, disrupting the passing lanes, and in there, right there, the driving lane as well.
We're talking about this being a big rivalry game, not that senior night, and just the emotions of that. Maybe playing in the beginning here, playing a little fast if you're the Cavemen. Fotheringham hands back to Staley. The three doesn't go, and it's out of bounds. Goes over the backboard, and it'll be AF ball. Of course, JT taking he gets the night off of being big brother and fan. Jack and the Titans have the night off.
Yeah, Olympus has had a strong season, but excited to watch some 6A teams go at it this year.
Wallace sends out to Rainier. Yao on the baseline. Good cutoff there by Hansen. Evan Young sends back out Wallace. And how about the defense from Lone Peak?
Doing a great job switching, helping, recovering. It really is beautiful. Both teams with a very strong defensive first quarter as we haven't gotten into double digits yet.
Moriaki blocked away by Cale Hansen. Noah goes right back up and scores.
Strong move by Moriaki there. The strong linebacker, future BYU commit as you highlighted, Dusty. He's had a couple good looks inside and finally gets one to go.
Taji loses it. And we're going to have a foul. Going to be called on Ike Staley. And as calm as Rob Ross is on the left side of your screen, Coach Ryan Cuff, the former high school All-American, not so calm on the other side. Ryan, one of our favorites.
When you play, like you said, I'm All-American, that usually comes with a lot of passion, fire, and that's what we see right there.
I've been meaning to ask him if his dad was that fiery and he was the head coach at Richfield. As Moriaki tracks that one down. Wallace goes at Staley. Can't get it to go. Fotheringham pulls down the board. Luke, give it up to Hansen. It's in the no man's land, picked off by Ollie Anderson. Wallace. And gets it to go.
Beautiful ball movement by the Cavemen there, getting the wide open layup with ease.
On the other end, McKay Tanner. Then get it. How about Ike Staley?
Beautiful save by Ike, as you can hear the students really getting going in front of us, letting the Knights have it. But that was a big-time save by the freshman because it could have been another fast break basket, and this lead could have grown.
He's always got to remind someone who's probably yelling at the screen that was goaltending. High school basketball, you can slap the backboard as long as you're going for the block. That's why there wasn't goaltending on that last play. As Hansen sent across to Staley. Ike takes the bump, sends back out to Taji. On the angle, Hansen in the corner, Staley. The three doesn't drop, and the rebound taken by Rainier. Flinders to the angle, and a three for Evan Young.
Big time shot by Young as he lets the students know about it too. He wants to hear them get louder, and that's exactly what they do for him.
Evan Young finds a cavity and knocks down the three. If you know his dad, you get the joke. As fall away by McKay Tanner, got it.
Nice shot by Tanner there to kind of halt. The Knights have been in a little bit of a scoring rut, so a good basket for him there.
Flinders on the angle, Evan Young. Back up top to Yao Rainier.
One thing that's so fun about tonight's matchup, Dusty, is we have a battle between two of the most athletic centers in this state.
Evans sends out to Wallace. Got Staley off his feet. Wallace, strong take and finish.
That's a beautiful finger roll right there. Gets it right off the basket as Hansen skies up for that pass.
Staley sends out to Taji. Taji for three. Got it. That kid comes off the bench and he feels like he's already open. Love down Taji's stroke.
Always a nice luxury to have those guys like Taj. You can come in and hit a shot.
Yao Rainier's three won't go. Young with the rebound. And now they're going to get a foul on McKay Tanner.
I think if you're Young right there, you got to pass it out. You got a wide open three in the corner. Instead, tries to spin baseline. You're going to get stuck right there no matter what. Makes it even worse when you get a guy like Hansen running right into you.
That was actually, the foul goes to Kale Hansen as Chamberlain Burgess comes on. Young freshman, his first action of the night. Into Yao Rainier. Quickly into Moyaki, backing Taji down, and Moyaki draws the whistle. And is the customary thing when you do Lone Peak basketball, they pick up a ton of fouls in the first quarter, and that is the 5th team foul on the Knights. Doesn't matter if it's Quincy Lewis, David Evans, or Rob Ross. This tends to happen.
It's a physical front court, as we've talked about a few times now, and even the smaller guys, they rebound very well as Moyaki knocks down the free throw. But this is a tough matchup. I mean, you can just look from one team to the other, and you can clearly see who the bigger, stronger team is, and that's how this game has played out in the first quarter. But the Knights have been able to keep it close.
Moyaki rolls in the second. And Rossum was waiting to come in, and I didn't know if Rossum was there before. That was interesting. So back in the game is Adam Rossum.
Yeah, because usually if you're in that situation, he's coming in for the shooter, but that wasn't what happened there. And then see some clever spinning right there.
Usually the officials say, well, if you're not shooters, stay there. McKay Tanner on the drive and a block by Ollie Anderson. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to American Fork.
Phenomenal defense by Anderson there. Tracked the ball all the way, gets a hand on top of it, forces the jump.
There were no shot clock this year in Utah high school basketball. That line will be retired at the end of the last championship game this year. Stay tuned for that celebration from all of our crew. Sent out to Yao Rainier.
It's almost like someone's been campaigning for it.
For about 17 years.
Yeah.
I've used every bully pulpit I've had as we near 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Anderson hangs, it crawls off. Burgess with the board with 4 seconds. Taji with 3 at the horn. Got a look, couldn't get it. And a up and down first quarter comes to a close, and it's American Fork with a 3-point lead. AF leads Lone Peak 14-11. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. So out of the beginning of the second quarter, the chorus of air balls. Taji off on the 3. Burgess with the rebound. And now it's steal to Evan Young. And then the foul can be charged to Chamberlain Burgess. That's a tough sequence there for the freshman.
And I'm going to take it back to the shot by Taji. I thought that last shot before the half, he had Hansen open under the basket, could have dished it to him inside for the layup. He shot that 3 with still 2 seconds left in that 2-on-1 scenario, then right there forces another one. Not a great back-to-back sequences for Taji as AF takes over.
So back on this end, here's Noah Moyaki. Send to the corner, Rainier, and then be patient up top to Evan Young. Now Rainier.
If you're Moriaki and you're going to try to throw that pass, you got to throw it from the left side. Tried to drop it into the right, but allowed defender to get a hand across. That way, if you throw it on the left side, then he's got him in better positioning. So just an errant pass by Moriaki, but luckily for the Cavemen, they're able to retain possession.
So Yao Rainier will trigger in to Moriaki. Noah goes at Hansen, wraps around to Rawson, and Rawson has that stripped away, but then it's a foul on Lone Peak.
Beautiful pass inside by Moriaki, and it's going to lead to the opportunities at the free throw line, but that's been a theme throughout the game. American Fork is really trying to prioritize getting to the basket, and because of that, they're getting to the foul line.
And Rawson off on the first. Of course, Rawson's brother was a star here at American Fork. His brother went to SUU and then the University of Utah, where he was an absolute stud for Coach Kraskowiak, and now he hits his second free throw. And it's a 4-point lead for American Fork.
Like the Cavemen amping up the pressure with a little press right here. It's a gamble with a press as they give up a layup.
So we apologize for the technical difficulties. The internet been a little, let's be open with you, internet's been a little struggling today, as that first free throw is good to start the second quarter. Dusty Litster and JT Wistersill with you, and it's a 2-point game. Please just hang with us. We'll try to get it right. But such is the burden we carry when streaming. You're relying on lots of things. But we'll keep trying to get it figured out, as it's up top with Ashton Wallace. Ashton hangs off on the shot. Rebound to Rainier, back out Wallace. They'll set it up with Noah Moriaki.
It feels like the Cavemen have dominated the time of possessions, but it just hasn't mattered as Lone Peak's been able to knock down some shots and stay in this game.
Young on the drive, and he gets the foul call. I think that has to be from behind. The guy up front didn't have anything.
Young with the fearless drive there. When you talk about Young, when you talk about Yao, Moriaki included as well, these are guys who played high-level AAU basketball in Texas. So even though you see a guy like K.O. Hansen, and most people would probably be intimidated by him, those guys are saying, we went against guys before that are committed to play at Division I schools for basketball in particular. So they're fearless in that regard.
And of course, you'd be partial to the guys who play Texas high school sports, right?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Second free throw won't go in a 3-point game. Lone Peak with a chance both in one or tie things up, and now we got a foul down low on Ashton Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace, very physical, strong defense there. Just got a little handsy, sticking the hands in. Classic reach, shoot, teach, but instead gets the foul call.
Fleringham inbounds in to K.O. Hansen. And a timeout taken. And we'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. And welcome back in. Dusty Litster, JT Wistersill with you. We go inside of 6 minutes left. Again, apologize for technical difficulties, but yeah, the internet's been a little up and down, and trying to get that figured out as Sellers hangs and hits +1.
Strong move by Sellers, going right at Young and able to get the basket. Opportunity for the free throw for the 3-point play coming up.
And the free throw good from Bryce Sellers, so we're tied at 16. Shot from the corner won't go. Rainier tipped it. It's out of bounds off of American Fork. And we'll go with Lone Peak.
Total bust in the zone coverage by the Knights. They left Wallace wide open in the corner. Wallace just unable to make him pay.
there's another bucket for Luke Fotheringham.
Beautiful spin by Fotheringham as he gets that one to go.
And Lone Peak takes the lead, 18-16. And that shot drops from Moyaki.
Beautiful shot by Moyaki as he puts it on the ground, rises up, and finishes with ease.
Fotheringham with the game tied at 18. And that one comes off, rebound. That was Aaron Dunn with the board on the other end. Moyaki sent out to Evan Young. Evan leaves it, Noah for three. Won't go, and a foul, Ashton Wallace.
Ham's been physical on the boards, can lead to a little bit of pushing and shoving. There goes against the Cavemen as Knights will take over.
Yeah, loose ball foul there on Wallace, his second personal. Team's fifth foul.
Mentioned it once already, but it's amazing how quick the Knights seem to be going and taking their shots. As the Cavemen are really taking their time, working around multiple passes, and the Knights just are content going at it right away.
Inside, Cale Hansen hangs. Cale had nowhere to go and turns it over.
Great double on the baseline by the Cavemen, leading to the turnover.
Fine inside, Young lays it in, or probably Dunn lays it in.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Young to Dunn for the easy basket.
Taji give it up to McKay Tanner. Tanner, here's my struggle with that call. McKay leaves his feet, got bumped into the defender, and he gets hit with the charge.
It's a bang-bang play.
And if you know, I can't stand the pass and crash. If you listen to any of our stuff.
How about the minutes Dunn's given them, though? You may not agree with the call, but still goes in as a charge, does a good job getting in place, giving his team an opportunity to change possession, getting it done on both ends of the floor.
Yeah. Where the NBA ruins high school sports. And so he's sent out to Yao Rainier, short on the triple. Gets his own board. Yao hangs on the baseline, sent to the corner. Anderson's second three of the half.
There's way too much standing and watching going on for the Knights right now. They need to get a body on someone in transition. They're like me in intramurals 3 games in.
Foul on Yao Rainier. Hey, when you wear your struggles proudly, that's where you get better on things.
My teammates are listening right now. They'd be nodding their heads and be like,
That's not Texas high school sports right there.
Tough call going against Yao there. Hustling, trying to make the play to get the steal. Just got the hand ended up in the wrong place. Another bang-bang play, that time going against the Cavemen.
Into the corner, Taji for three. No, Fotheringham with the backside board. Luke goes at Moyaki. Still hanging on the baseline, sends up top. It'll reset the offense here with that's Stockton Knight. Three from Sellers. Wide to the right. Hansen with the board, sends out Fotheringham. He's long on the three. Stockton with the rebound, and it's stolen by Young. Young on the run. Blocked from behind.
A tough foul break there. As you see the whistle there. Not everyone agrees with the call. I think it's safe to say. Young able to go to the free throw line. Everyone has a different vantage point, different calls. It's 2022, Dusty. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
It's always been. Since 1776, you've been entitled to your own opinion. But doesn't mean it, yeah, that's okay.
Just a back-breaking sequence for the Knights. They'll get all those offensive rebounds, then the errant throwaway, and then Young able to go to the free throw line.
KO on the drive and hit.
That's a tough move by the future Wildcat, putting it on the ground, taking advantage of the mismatch with the slower Dunn on him. Hansen with the first free throw, no good. Young controls the rebound.
Free throw off the mark, 5-point game. Up top to Evan Young. I love students, I do. Because, can I give a shout out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn over
Yeah.
a live microphone to the student section.
When has that ever gone wrong in the history of live streaming or television?
We'll check him out at halftime as Moriaki scores.
That's just another tough move by Moriaki, just showing off the strength. Strength with skill is a rare combination in basketball.
Young with the steal. And Evan Young with the bucket.
Gets the easy lay in there as their Knights are forced to burn a timeout.
Timeout on the floor, we'll take it with them. You're watching Lone Peak basketball.
Welcome back inside to American Fork High School, where our very own Dusty Lister has a safety update for us.
Hey, Keaton and Preston's moms, your boys are safe and sound, and they're in the student section. They're okay. They wanted me to report that to you. They're all right. Although one is wearing a Chicago Bulls hat.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's okay.
Sorry, having a good year this year.
You're in Utah. You don't wear a Chicago Bulls hat. It's bothering him. Comes on the angle here to Bryce Sellers. Sellers hangs and sends up to Taji. Down Taji straight away, off on the three, and the rebound to Rawson. And Rawson tied up.
Taji has the shooting confidence that every man wishes he had when he goes up to approach a girl. It really is impressive. And we know he's a good shooter, so credit to him for continuing to take, and I'm sure they're going to eventually fall for him.
Yeah, he's got to see him drop. So Rawson walks all the way to the floor and has 2 free throws. And so we're in the double bonus here for American Fork for the final minute 35 seconds.
See that one fall. Knights will bring it up. Tries to go up, gets caught. Swings it to the outside. Knights trying to work around, finding that open basket, trailing by 11. Just over a minute to play in our first quarter. Beautiful rejection. Nice disrupted, and getting the steal on the baseline. The man with the rejection, though, coming up huge, was as Moriaki puts that one through. There's so much going on right now. Adam Roundson, the one with the basket.
I tell you what, how about the finish here for American Fork is on the other end. It is a +1 from McKay Tanner.
Moriaki came right through him there, had to call that foul. Opportunity for the Knights to cut into the deficit. If you're the Knights, you got to cut this within 10 going into halftime. Tanner at the line. So Moriaki will check back in. Didn't want him to get a foul, boxing out. Smart play there.
And our score?
By Coach Cuff.
33-23 with 45 seconds left. As our technical difficulty first half is nearly coming to a close. Up top of Tiger Cuff. And on the drive, and they can't get it to go. Rebound to K.O. Hansen, and big opportunity for the Knights to get another board before the end of the half. As Hansen drives and is fouled. You can have your hands up. Flinders fouled him, and it'll be 2 free throws there for K.O. Hansen.
Strong move by Hansen, taking advantage of the mismatch, pushing the pace, and he gets rewarded with an opportunity for 2 at the line. Like the leadership by Moriaki there we saw on the other end. Tiger Cuff blows the layup. Moriaki slapping his hand. It's all right, we're good. Still got the lead. On to that next play mentality. No time to dwell on mistakes, especially in a game as high intense as this one.
K.O. misses the free throw. This is the second, so 33-24 is Evan Young.
I always like going at 10. I think 10 is the right amount of time, doesn't give the other team enough time, and you a potential for the offensive rebound.
Young drive, can't get it, done with the board. And that was with 1.5 seconds left. I don't know how you take 3 steps without a dribble.
When you're tall. You get away with anything sometimes.
Yeah, interesting. So
missed one by the official there.
Milwaukee has that one stolen by Hanson, and that's how the half will end. At the end of the first half, American Fork up 9. Some quick thoughts as we head into halftime.
Just the physicality of American Fork, I think, has been the biggest thing that's led to this deficit. Yao, Moriaki, done in as well. Led to lots of offensive rebounds, lots of putbacks, lots of buckets at the basket, and lots of trips to the free throw line. But the Knights have been able to push the pace in some opportunities and stay in this game despite the opportunities being lopsided in terms of times of possession.
At the half, it is American Fork 33 and Lone Peak 24. You're watching Lone Peak Boys basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Start of the second half, Dusty Litster and JT Wistersill with you. And we're still working here with a 9-point lead for AF at the half, and there's that. Again, the AF defense been good, JT.
It's a good pass by Hanson. Fothingham just rushed the shot. It was strong defense. You don't need to take the shot there. There's more time and more opportunities. I feel like that's been one of the themes of the game. It's not just strong defense, but I don't know, Lone Peak feels rushed. It feels like they're playing with the shot clock. And as we talked about earlier, that don't come till next year.
Great excitement as Wallace sends up top to Rawson. Back down to Wallace on the reverse and score. And that's an 11-point lead for American Fork.
Yeah, beautiful pass inside, leading to the easy finish.
K.O. Hanson drives at Rawson. They're going to get Rawson with the foul.
Hanson's lucky there. He was way too out of control. He would not have been able to get the shot off if the refs did not bail him out with the foul call. See the Knights already make their first sub, trying to make an adjustment as they look to crawl back into this one.
Up top here with McKay Tanner, who drives and hits.
It's a tough shot, fading away, rising up, putting it through.
So,
actually wasn't the hugest fan of this shot, just as I felt like all the defense was watching him, but didn't matter.
Six and a half left in the third quarter. As
Good
Wallace
job by
goes,
the Knights being patient, as they have been all night. Or excuse me, Cavemen.
Wallace can't get that tipped in, taken by Hanson. And again, a 9-point game, 35-26. And now McKay Tanner sends that one back to Bryce Sellers. Hanson up top to Taji. Taji over to McKay Tanner. And good defense there by Evan Young. Taji fits that into Fotheringham, who couldn't control it. And again, another turnover forced by this American Fork defense.
Cavemen are big, they're long, they can move. A perfect recipe for a strong defense.
And now a foul.
Really a fan of Wallace's game. I think he operates very smoothly out of the pick and roll and always makes smart decisions with the ball. I think off the pass there, I would have rather just had Rawson take the layup. But instead, Moriaki finishes it inside.
Nice take, you finished by Moriaki. 37-26, and now a foul come up the floor. So 11-point game. Fotheringham into Hanson.
I know they want to post Fotheringham up, but I'm not sure if Moriaki's the guy to do it on.
Shot won't go. And again, nice stop by this AF defense. Send out to Rainier for three. Yao Rainier. And now American Fork has scored more points tonight than they did in the first matchup.
Incredible. And you could see there, it took him a second. He's not the most natural shooter, but if you give him enough time, he will take it and make it.
And a block by Rawson. Grenier stripped away by Taji, and they'll call it out of bounds off Lone Peak. It'll be AF basketball with 4:34 left.
Called it perfectly there. A beautiful strip, reached in, got all ball. Great no call by the officials. And I think Yao was thinking dunk a little bit. So good job by Taji disrupting that play. That really would have taken the roof off this place.
Absolutely. The big thing for Lone Peak, down 14, defense has to lead to offense. You're not going to get back into this game on offense alone, as there's a stop, track it down, leave it for K.O. Hansen, who lays that one in.
Hansen able to put it through right on cue. You said they're going to need some stops, need some turnovers. American Fork just gives that one away. The pass was late, but Hansen's still able to finish the play.
So 40-28.
Phenomenal defense by the Knights.
Three, and got it. Ollie Anderson.
Big time basket by Anderson, just when it looks like the Knights are just going to go on a run.
And on the other end, McKay Tanner is fouled on the floor.
Like that decision by the Knights to push the pace. They've done it all night long, but they're a good one as it leads to the baseline opportunity.
As that one won't go. That ball is still loose. An out jump ball, and the possession will belong to American Fork.
C. Young brings the ball up. Nice decide to go with the press. They get it inside. Moriaki for the three. Too strong.
And the rebound, here comes Staley. As that ball is knocked around and then taken by Ollie Anderson. As Lone Peak's offense has struggled here in the third, and the third quarter's been the bugaboo quarter throughout the season here for the Knights. As a strong take, can't get it by Blake Rawson, and now a foul on the putback. And that'll put Blake Rawson at the line for 2 free throws.
You have got to send a double there. You're just leaving your man out to dry under the basket with the mismatch. As Rawson will go to the line to shoot the two, as you highlighted, Dusty. Stockton Knight, the man for the Knights, left alone under the basket. So Chamberlain, Burgess check in. 6'6" forward, and that's why you don't save it under your own basket. It's going to lead to a Young three. Too strong, but another offensive rebound by the Cavemen.
Yeah, and that ball, actually timeout granted to Ryan Cuff. 2:39 left in the third in a 16-point game. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. 2:39 left of the third quarter. Dusty Lister, JT was still with you. Again, Lone Peak basketball brought to you by Heineman and Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, get a free consultation. If you can't get to the office, they'll do it virtually as well. Send out to Evan Young. Can't get it. Rawson with another board. The foul will be the Chamberlain Burgess. And that will be the third team foul on Lone Peak.
We've touched on it a few times throughout the night. Now, this is a big physical team that's hitting their stride at the right time. There are not a lot of teams in 6A that can compete with the size that American Fork has to offer, and they're going to be a problem. No one wants to see this team.
The thing in that state tournament, the 6A tournament, everyone looks at Farmington AF and it's like, I don't know, do you want to play Colin Chandler in the playoffs, or do you want to take on this AF team in the playoffs? I take a hard pass.
The thing I love about basketball is, and football is a beautiful game because it's a team game, but it is fun in basketball. If you have the best player on the floor, you can win any game.
Tiger cuff on the angle. Anderson give it up to Flinders, who lost that ball. Rawson saves it off of Burgess. Heads up play by Rawson will stay here.
Yeah. Awareness just to rifle it off, and we've seen that a few times tonight. Basketball IQ has been on display, but a good job by this Knights defense as they're really making them work it.
Oh, beautiful find. Cuff could have laid that one in. Anderson sent out the Flinders. And Burgess with the board. You know, the thing about this team is I did that game, the first game against Duncanville, well, actually the only game against Duncanville. They played 9 guys in that game in the flow of the game. I mean, a lot of guys got time. That's why you're seeing now the 9th players on the floor. Actually, it's been the 10th guys on the floor. On the angle with Anderson. Now Tiger Cuff will pull for the deep 3. Back rimmed, and the rebound taken by Lone Peak.
Not a great shot.
Anderson with the loose ball and the lay-in.
You know, the Knights were really playing strong defense. This is their opportunity to get some baskets on the other end, but they just couldn't get it through as the lead continues to increase.
Nice take and finish. As we're going to confer with some other rosters, but beautiful finish there.
And no shot clock until next year. Lots of time to work it around. Be patient. Take what the zone is going to give you.
We saw Coach Cuff here beginning of region play. Did this against Skyridge as Moyaki with a junction jumper there for Noah Moyaki.
Beautiful shot. Just the patience. Work it around, find the open man, and makes it with ease. So often that high post is open in those zone defenses. Just everyone's in love with the 3, so not a lot of teams take advantage of it.
The guy that did that the most I seen in high school was Tyler Hawes, man. That guy just lived at the junction. Staley, it crawls off, and then a late whistle. We'll put Isaac Staley at the line.
Moyaki, not a fan of that one. He was stunned at the call. I think everyone was, and I didn't see much either. I really don't know where the contact came from, but.
So the late whistle will put Ike Staley at the line. Of course, Isaac Staley, the son of Dustin Staley, the nephew of Doak Walker Award winner Luke Staley, cousin of Tate Staley, Corner Canyon star.
Talked about the poise of this American Fork team. Tonight, it's not necessarily a close game, so it won't come off. But come that state tournament run, this is a team, we talked about the big games they played in Texas. I saw guys like Evan, Noah, and Yao all play in front of Scott Drew, the head coach for Baylor. So they've played in front of some big names, big people, and I think they're going to be ready to handle the big lights, and they'll be more than ready for an environment like this if it was at an opponent's gym.
So a foul to Fotheringham on the free throw. Be the 4th team foul. It's number 4 on Luke Fotheringham. This will come off for K.O. Hansen. Hey, and with the RPI, I mean, you know you're in the state tournament. If you're Ryan Cuff, take your lumps and just plan on, hey, hit our stride at the end of the season and see what happens. And the same thing for Lone Peak. They're playing, I mean, tonight I know they're down with 16. This team's playing so much better than they were earlier in the year as Tiger Cuff knocks down the corner 3.
Big time shot by the freshman as Moriaki gets hyped himself. Beautiful way to end the third.
At the end of 3, the Cavemen having a big third quarter. They go in with a 19-point lead heading to 4th. You're watching Lone Peak Boys basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Senior night at American Fork, and man alive, the Cavemen, they had a huge third quarter, now with a 19-point lead.
Yeah, just doing a very good job. Getting it done on both ends of the floor. Defense has led to some offensive opportunities for him, and the patience has really paid off.
McKay Tanner hangs and hits.
Beautiful spin by Tanner there. Going back to the left, able to put it through with ease.
Rawson gonna find a cutting Ashton Wallace, and crawls off. And the rebound in the hands of Isaac Staley. He give it up to McKay Tanner. to where you were just hoping for that trailing guy come down the floor and bury a shot. Here's Staley, slapped away by Moyaki, and he'll reset the offense with Tanner.
Yeah, beautiful hands and reaction. And you saw the athleticism on the other, and he got up for that near rebound.
Rawson able to poke that away from Tanner. Moyaki leaves it for Evan Young. Evan leaves a wide open three for Rainier. And that rebound tracked down by Young. Give it up to Wallace. Finds backside to Rawson. He couldn't get it cleanly.
Right off the hands. Couldn't have been an easier basket. Just blew it. Ends up right in his face.
See his older brother Tyler all the way on the other side of the arena. Isaac Staley misses the three. And now a loose ball foul can be called on Rawson.
One of the themes throughout the night, I feel like, there's been so many times that American Fork has made the extra pass, made the heads-up play, you've heard the students go ooh and an on because of the pass. And even if we're at Lone Peak, I don't feel like we'd be saying that about the Knights tonight. They're late on their reads, and they're just a couple missed opportunities, I feel like, that they'll look back on in the film room and hopefully can take advantage of come playoff time.
Here's Bryce Sellers. Sends to the corner, Dallin Taji. Oh, the three won't drop, and rebound to Rainier.
Yeah, Taji, an incredible shooter, just not his night tonight, as it's been for most of the nights.
Three on the way from Young, no. Taji with the board. So putting up zeros on one end, they got to put twos and threes in the other.
That one from a little far out, but you can afford it when you're up by 17 points.
That's off of Tanner's knee. I think correctly called, and it'll be American Fork ball.
Always fun to end your senior night on a win. This is a team that's well supported. Lone Peak has a nice student section as well tonight. Their senior night will be next week, of course. Catch it on Game Night Live.
He's got to go through the apple orchard and around the temple, and here we go.
Spoken like someone who's made the trek a few times.
Absolutely. You just think of all the talent along Timpanogos Highway in this area, just unreal. As Rawson blocked from behind by Dallin Taji.
Just another heads-up pass, a heads-up play. Love the way this AF team's moving the ball right now.
Amazing at the rich history of these two schools. I mean, even since 2000. I mean, Jackson Emery, Tyler Haas, TJ Haas, Frank Jackson, Eric Mika. And then you look at American Fork and Brendan Bailey, Tyler Rawson, Spencer Johnson, Isaac Johnson is up at University of Oregon. I mean, just so much talent has come through these two programs over the years. And I mean, I know some people yelling Andrus too, and yes.
And you mentioned the talent. We got two Division I football players out there as well tonight.
Yeah. Outside with Fotheringham.
And another guy that's been pretty quiet for the Knights tonight.
Yes,
they would like him to get going.
Well, foul trouble really quelched what you saw from Bryce Sellers early on, and becomes a thing. I mean, Sellers came out stroking it against Skyridge from three, and then tonight he got in foul trouble. He had to sit, and it just hurt the rhythm of that. One of the senior leaders of this team. Fotheringham sends it out to Staley, and he got the three. Isaac Staley from downtown.
Yeah, nice extra pass leading to the Staley open three.
So there's Wallace back out to Young. Rainier outside of Anderson. Inside Rawson. Back out, Ollie for three. Got it. Ollie Anderson.
I don't know if he meant to make that pass. It looked like he actually lost it, but it worked out in the end.
Come back the other end, and Fotheringham lays it in. And a timeout taken. 30-second timeout, we'll take it with him. 4:55 left in the fourth. 4:56 left in the fourth quarter. Dusty Litster and JT Wistersill with you. 17-point lead for American Fork, and expected right here, Lone Peak gonna go full court. Play some extra possessions, and AF, they're gonna take time off the clock as Evan Young is fouled by and again, we don't have the number 35. I'd say Stockton Knight, but I don't think that's Stockton. Rawson, and it's stolen by Staley.
I know it's drawn up, but you have to wait till Yao actually pops open in that scenario. There, you see the forced pass by Rawson.
Staley thought he'd get the call and didn't. Tanner back out. Burgess hit on the three, and Burgess is going to shoot 3 free throws. Got hit on that one.
Yeah, Burgess did a good job selling it a little bit as well. Might have been a little love tap there, but the 6'6" forward made sure to let the refs know too.
Could be wrong. I believe the son of Chris Burgess, the former #1 recruit in the nation, went to Duke and then the University of Utah. Now at staff at BYU.
Really is amazing the amount of family connections in the state of Utah. Something about those Utah genes, eh, Dusty?
Yeah. Well, degrees of separation when you're affiliated to the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints shrinks the world a little bit as Burgess can't get him to go, and missed opportunity there for Lone Peak.
So nice opportunity here for the Cavemen to work on some stuff, dealing with the pressure, not wanting to turn the ball over late. Intense defense right now on Young.
Evan Young draws the foul, and that'll be the 7th team foul. It'll be 1-on-1 free throws for Evan Young. Number 3 on player. So here goes Young on the front end of 1-1. And he misses it.
So simple, but free throws, you got to be able to make them. It's one of those things that sinks so many teams come playoff time.
Fotheringham gets past Young, and he draws the foul, and I think they saw him with the 2 fingers. It'll be a 2-shot foul here.
Love the aggressiveness by Fotheringham, going right at Young and gets right past him. And have an opportunity to add 2 to the box score.
A quiet night for Luke Fotheringham. At least on the scoring side of things, he hits the first.
Dusty, you mentioned it. You were at that Sky Ridge game earlier in the week. What do you think has been the biggest difference tonight for this Lone Peak team?
It's shooting. I mean, I hit so many threes in that first half. Dane had that one, but all the threes. I mean, Bryce Sellers came out, and so did Saley. They all were hitting threes. And Taji, and tonight, just the shot hadn't been dropping for him. And I talked about the foul trouble early on. Didn't help, especially when you got a guy like Sellers, your senior leader, comes off the floor. Just kind of, you're looking for that guy that can get it going. When you got a freshman and Staley trying to push it, becomes a little different for you. Nice find inside, and it's Yao Rainier with the layup.
Yeah, Rainier was actually open as soon as they crossed half court. Would have had a layup. They just missed him. Instead, able to kill a little bit of time and get it to him all the same.
As Fotheringham will reset the offense inside 3.5 left. Fotheringham Anderson sends out to Taji. Got it. Second 3 of the night for Dallin Taji.
Too good of a shooter to keep down for long. Didn't have the first half he wanted, but has been able to make more in the second.
14-point game. Here comes Ollie Anderson. Rainier up top to Moyaki. They're going to force him to come get him and foul him.
Smart decision by Rainier not taking the 3 there.
Moyaki. And Coach Cuff says, hey, give him some more. Rainier out to Moyaki for 3, short, and the rebound to Hansen.
Yeah, it looked like he'd been in the weight room a little bit too much on that one.
Fotheringham fouled, and that's not a bucket. They're going to call it on the floor. Foul before the travel. So it'll be 1-on-1 free throws for...
Maybe getting a shot clock, but no continuation.
Absolutely. That's one of those ones, Ben Simmons, man, come on, it's in! Actually, never mind, he doesn't see the floor. Hold on, James Harden, wait.
Yeah.
Now his hamstring's okay, as Fotheringham will go to the line. And Fotheringham misses the free throw. That's 4 straight misses, is that right?
It's been a problem for both teams.
Anderson on the baseline to Rawson.
Going back to earlier, though, I love that Coach Cuff is telling his guys to go. I don't know if you saw this earlier in the week, Dusty, but there was a video of a high school basketball team that had actually basically formed a huddle mid-game, and so they couldn't get a foul on him. So just horrible for high school basketball. Love that Coach Cuff has his guys go. Pays off with a basket there.
And Tanner may have had that one poked away, and the outside official said yes, out of bounds off of American Fork. But I'm not going to lie, I can't wait for next year when this isn't a thing
really?
anymore.
I didn't know.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
You haven't hinted to it at all in your videos either.
I love it. Ryan Cuff knows I love him to death.
Yep.
I don't dislike when Ryan does it. I don't like that the rule exists. It won't exist next year.
No, it won't. See the errant pass by Fotheringham. Just another thing this team will have to clean up.
Anderson's 5th three of the night.
He has the face of a cold-blooded shooter right now as he knocks that one down with confidence, draining it to get the Cavemen students on their feet.
Ollie Anderson has started on and off this year as Tanner can't get it. Comes off the bench tonight and has been absolutely lights out from range.
It's been fun to watch him go to work, and go to work he has. I was about to say that was not a very good shot in my opinion, but it doesn't matter as the students roaring Ollie right now.
Senior Ollie Anderson on senior night getting some love from his student section as Young finds Yao Renier for the flush.
As if the gym couldn't get any louder right now, Yao blows the roof off this place with the two-handed flush on the baseline cut. It is deafening in Caveman Arena right now.
And Renier gets a big hug from Ryan Cuff. And I'm with Rob Rossman. Why are they getting to substitute?
They're acting like he crossed the 1,000 career point mark or something, get to sell him out, so.
Well, I don't know what it was. I saw the assistant girls coach come out tapping the top of her head. And I'm like, wait, a delayed game? Like, what is that? And maybe it was Yao getting 1,000. I have no idea, but timeout on the floor, 1:19 left in the fourth. We'll be right back. Out of the timeout, 1:19 left, and it is all AF tonight on senior night.
Yeah, it's a senior night these Cavemen won't forget. In particular, Ollie Anderson.
Yeah, Ollie been absolutely unreal. And Flinders going to pick up the foul, and I just remind Flinders, it's a 21-point game with 1:10 left. It's okay. It's okay. Everyone else, it's okay. But that is the 10th team foul on American Fork. Will be 2 free throws for Chamberlain Burgess.
Yeah, fun sequence for the Cavemen on the previous one with Yao getting the dunk. On the season, Yao's averaged 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1.6 assists as well. And it does make sense. We've seen him show the flashes of a little bit of playmaking night with some nice passes, and definitely showed flashes on the dunk with the athleticism. And speaking of athleticism, I love it when a guy like Noah Moriaki, who's committed to go play football, has such a genuine love for basketball and his team, his school as well, I'll say, that he continues to play high school basketball as he takes a hard foul there.
Another thing I harp on, some guys, I get it. You want to be a specialist, fine.
Yeah.
But if you didn't see Good Morning Football this week with Michael Carter, and they're talking about, what about Zach Wilson? He's like, he can play basketball.
Yeah.
So really, I'm like, someone had messaged me, and I was like, God, I had more of Zach's basketball games than football games. Like, Zach was really, really good at basketball, or is really, really good at basketball. And then they put out the video of him dunking.
Yes. You know, it was phenomenal last year. He's one of the guys that didn't play this year, understandably so, was Lander Barton. Was a phenomenal basketball player last year. Watching some of those battles between Brighton and Olympus were a lot of fun because of his ability. He's kind of like Zion. I mean, he has so much size. There's nothing you can do about it. There's a guy in Anthony Olson who's committed to go to BYU now, and Anthony's gotten stronger in the last year, but, I mean, Lander just threw him around.
Evan Young comes off the floor on senior night. It was a proud tradition. I mean, Stanley Havili was at Cottonwood, committed to USC. He played in the NFL. He played on the basketball team at Cottonwood. Wasn't a great basketball player. He was a rebounder. As Noah Moyaki comes off for his last time, and just loves seeing it. There's nothing more I love than that. Then you have coaches that won't let 2 sport guys play sometimes, and it's an issue.
100% agree with you.
As Isaac Staley fouled from behind by Dunn. It'll put Staley at the line for 2 free throws, and we mentioned earlier, two sport guy here in Isaac Staley.
Yeah, and Staley deserved to get to the line there. I understand this frustration by the Cavemen, but Dunn did get him with the body first before the clean rejection.
And the free throw plagues continue. Again, inconsequential as Ollie Anderson. His 5 threes tonight on senior night comes off the floor to a big ovation.
Tonight these kids will never forget. They've worked so hard for it all the days in the summer. I was up here when this American Fork team took on some grown men this summer. I cannot remember the name of the team off the top of my head, but these guys have been working hard for this opportunity. Hasn't been a perfect season, but an opportunity to play and get a standing ovation now, as they're still standing on the bench, being good teammates, rooting for their guys.
Sal goes out of bounds. We'll stay here with AF. And again, we mentioned earlier, AF, their record not indicative of the talent of this team. But we talked about earlier, Montverde, Duncanville, Kimball, Texas, teams out in Idaho as well. I mean, this is a tested team, and we'll see if that works out in the state tournament, because that 6A tournament is just like Region 4. You don't know any night on that tournament who's going to come out. We know Erwin Davis and Bingham. It's close. A 3, it's too strong, done with the board and bucket.
I mean, that's just an example of being too big, too strong, and it's been a theme we've seen throughout the entire game. The size of American Fork leading to the opportunities.
Great take and finish by Luke Fotheringham. 31 not taking a possession off.
No, continuing to play hard till the final whistle. I don't know if I would have my guys in at this point in a game like this, but credit to Fotheringham for wanting to be out there and competing hard.
Completes a 3-point play.
The Knights have taken some punishments as well. I mean, Dunn has sent guys to the floor between, and the future quarterback, as we mentioned, Staley.
6 seconds left. Down to 5, and AF's going to hold it out. Tonight's the night of the Cavemen. And on senior night, American Fork comes away with a 69-58 win. As senior night, why not rush the floor? But a big night for American Fork. JT, your final thoughts and a selection of a player of the game.
Selection of the player of the game. I really do feel like it was a team win. Everyone is involved. Love the way this team moved the ball and played unselfishly. But there's only one answer for this, and it's Anderson. Ollie Anderson, the huge night, the made threes, the step back in particular. Was it a good shot? No. But he has the ability to make it, so why not take it? Huge play, a huge night for this American Fork team as they follow the Cavemen, rushing the court. They're a tough out. We mentioned it. We kind of beat it throughout the night, but I was really impressed with what the Cavemen have up front in physicality, and we saw with Ollie Anderson, they can beat you from the outside as well. A huge win for the Cavemen.
Big night for American Fork, and a 21-point win against Lone Peak. Go 2-0 on the week, and for Lone Peak, go 1-1. A couple more weeks left in the regular season. You'll see every one of those games right here on Game Night Live Rewind on KSLSports.com. For JT Wistersill and Tino Psyche, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Final score, Cavemen 69, Lone Peak 48. Our Heidemann Associates player of the game, Ollie Anderson, 5 threes on the night. Big night for Ollie. So long from American Fork.